See, the market is not going to make you a millionaire overnight. Even if it does, it is not going to stay for long. The day your mother starts talking about a stock at the dinner table, know the end is near. I took a decision that, okay, let me drop the job, try it out. Now, that was the biggest wrong decision I had taken. If you do not respect the learning curve, you may win 25,000 in the first week. The next week, you'll be down 75,000. Whenever you are starting to get excited about trading, it is better to get out of your desk right at that point.
Hey, Sabuj, welcome to Business Club.
Hi.
So, what we're trying to do here is, we're trying to spotlight a small business owner, or professional or a consultant or a trader like you once a week and see what we can actually impart to the young aspirants who are trying to become a trader or the professional, whichever that they're trying to achieve. So, that's our goal. So, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having me here.
Yes. So I'm going to ask you a few questions, and then if you feel uncomfortable answering some of them, feel free to let me know. But
Sure.
I'm sure the questions are pretty straightforward and something that you can answer. The idea is to get more insights into your thought process, your journey, and everything that'll actually inspire somebody new coming on board. Okay. So yeah, talk a little bit about us into your journey. What made you start trading, and what led you to focus on, a couple of the trading instruments that you are trading today,
So it started somewhere back in 2019 August. So
pre-COVID. Okay.
pre-COVID, and it was out of the blue.
Okay.
I had a friend visiting me, and he told me that okay, he is taking options trades somewhere, following someone's signals and taking the trades, and he's making some money. So
How
I
much
got
was it?
interested.
How much was he making?
He said, I'm on an average on a weekly basis. I'm with my job intact. I'm making around 1,000, 1,200 bucks. I said,
Not
oh,
bad. Yeah.
awesome, that is great. So immediately I set up my system. I need to have devil's advocates around me at all times.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I am super optimistic person. Okay, so what happens is, the next week itself, all my setup was done. I got my system set up. I got a couple of monitors. I set up everything, and I started taking his signals. After a few days, I find out that out of 20 trades that I have taken, I have won only two. And then I thought, okay, this is not working. I mean, and the guy who was giving out the signals and all, he was also very rude and all. So the trading community thrives on what
Being
should I say?
assertive.
It's a fraternity,
Okay.
right? It's a kind of a fraternity. So we are always there to help each other out. We are
Right.
always there talking about things. And me, especially being a full-time trader at this point of time, my whole day is kind of invested in charts. So I say chart is life. So that way, that was the beginning. And then slowly I started taking trades by myself. But at a point of time, I found I was still working full time at that point, and I found that it was becoming too difficult to juggle. I did not want my office folks to think that I
Yeah.
was skipping on work, and if I was not skipping on work, I was not looking at what was going on. I took a decision that okay, let me
Try it
drop
for.
the job and try it out. Now, that was the biggest wrong decision I had taken.
Why?
And I realize it now. Maybe it was right for me at that point. But if I look back right now and if I want to suggest someone, I will not say that quit your job on day one. You have to learn the
Oh, so you
process.
did it on day one.
Yeah,
Almost.
2019 August, this thing started. 2020 March, I was out of my job.
Within 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the next 6 months to 1 year was the biggest roller coaster of my life. But I consider myself lucky, and I consider myself to be, I would say, lucky to have taken that step, uh, gone through that pain, understood what is happening, and then slowly I got a much better understanding of the market. And what I did was there were pressures from all ends, right? If you are a earning member of the family and you suddenly stop getting money into the house, a lot of things change,
Yes.
right?
Dynamics.
I have seen that happen. I have seen that happen with my own eyes, and I have felt that, and I do not want anyone else to go through it. So now I tell people, okay, learn before you earn. You cannot be, to become a doctor you need 5 years. To become a CPA you need 3-4 years. Even to become an interior designer you need 2 to 3 years.
Right.
Right? You cannot become a trader overnight. It's a career. There is a learning curve, and you have to respect that learning curve. If you do not respect the learning curve, you may win 25,000 in the first week. The next week you will be down 75,000. And that is how it started. And slowly I just stuck to it. And then I found out after 2 years of dropping out of a job, no one is going to offer me a job. So this is my only option. I have landed on this boat, and I
Right,
now have
Hobson's
to
choice.
I have to keep on paddling. I kept on paddling, and today, yeah, I'm having a living out of it.
Awesome, awesome. So when you say you're having a living out of it, if I may ask, and feel free to give approximate figures, what do you mean by living out of it?
You can easily make 20 points on ES futures a day, which
Okay, so
converts
that
to
translates to
$1,000.
$1,000.
Yes,
So you're probably looking about $25,000 a month, easily.
close to that.
Okay,
There are losing days.
okay,
I'm not saying there are not losing days, but as long as you keep your losses to, if you're making $1,000 every day and you have a couple of days of $500, $700 loss, you're cool.
okay. Give me a little bit background. I should have asked this question before.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a little bit background prior to you getting into trading. You know, you obviously come from India and then you came to the US, and then what?
I was an IT, so I,
Okay.
I came to US through an IT company. I was a business analyst. Then I
Which
moved.
company were you working for?
I was working with Cognizant.
Cognizant, okay.
Yes, I have worked with Cognizant for around 14 years.
Okay.
I was working as a business analyst, then I became a product owner, and then my last job was with one of the banks in Charlotte, where I was working in liquidity risk management.
Okay,
So
okay.
my whole career before I moved into this has been into risk management, different parts of the banking world, investment management, wealth management, and all that stuff, especially on the IT side.
Okay.
But then I slowly made a transition into the business side when I started working on the other side of the aisle.
So when you started, did you know anything about
No,
stock market?
no,
Nothing.
no. Or whatever I knew was, okay, there is something called SPY. Trust me, in 2019 when I started, I did not know that there is something called SPY, and there is something called SPX, and there is something called ES Mini and ES Micro, and they all are related. I had no idea. It was like, I'll give you a example. When I went to my interview for the first time after my engineering in Cognizant, I did not know CTS and Cognizant were the same thing. So it's the same thing here. I did
Right.
not know SPY and SPX were the same thing.
So you're saying, basically, going by your journey, what you're saying is, if somebody starts learning today, within a few months, you will know.
6 to 7 months is the learning curve. If
Learning
you are
curve.
diligent, you have to spend time. And by time, I mean screen time.
Right.
I can tell you thousands of things, but you have to find out those things when the
By yourself
live
in
market is running. If you cannot identify those things, then there is no point.
Absolutely. So how did you educate yourself on these complex trading?
So after those 6, 7 months of consistent losses, which ran into tens of thousands,
Was all your savings, 401k and all that?
I sold a house in New Jersey. That whole profit was gone. Trust me.
Really?
Whole profit was gone.
How much was that?
6 figures.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
I
No,
didn't mean to.
it's
Yeah.
the good thing is that I needed that thing that it shook me up.
Okay.
Then I started thinking, okay, what is happening? This is not how it should go.
There are a lot of traders making money.
I can see people who have not even completed high school making money. No offense to anyone, but trading is not that complex if you can understand what is happening. So I thought that, okay, if so many people are making money and I am consistently losing money, there is something that I'm missing out.
Right.
Then I started studying. The next 6 months, I was like a student who was appearing for maybe the GRE. Or the
It was like dedicated.
I was studying around. I did not have a job, so I was studying around 16, 17 hours a day.
Wow.
Okay, so my there was no morning, there was no night. You have seen my office, right?
Yeah.
So I was stuck in that room and I kept on reading. Till date, I can say I have read about almost 90 books.
What's your favorite?
Al Brooks. Oh man, he has simplified it to the core. There are several other things.
What's the
There's a
name of the
CPR
book?
guy. There are 4 books by Al Brooks.
Mm.
One is Trading Ranges, one is Reversals, one is Trends, and the other one is a combination of everything, which is called Bar by Bar, Reading Bar by Bar.
Okay.
And then there are CPR books by Ochoa, and then there are several other similar concepts. I went through the whole video course of ICT. There's a person called Michael. His name on YouTube is ICT Inner Circle Trader. I went through his whole course. But
He's your
then
mentor?
I would say Al Brooks is my mentor.
Hal Brooks is your
Yeah,
virtual
yeah,
mentor.
yeah. I have met him personally.
You met him?
Yeah,
Oh.
I met him in a conference last year in
Oh,
Florida,
nice. Okay.
and he's a wonderful person. I mean, I have never seen such a person so down to earth, and the trading world reveres him. He's
I can imagine.
respected.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's so down to earth. You can just walk up and talk to him, and it was a wonderful experience for me meeting him for the first time.
Where was it?
It was in Florida, Orlando.
Florida. Okay. Cool. So, so you started, and then you have this moment where you lost a lot of money, including, the house and profit from the house and things like that. And then you started putting in 16 to 17 hours of focused studying.
Correct.
During that time, did you study? Did you trade?
No.
Okay.
Those 7 months, I was completely off from the system. I used to see the market later in the day
Paper
and see
trading
what
at
was
least?
happening. I started it later. I thought, okay, let me understand what is going on. Because the main thing in trading is not just taking a trade and making $500 and coming out of it. That is there. But you can make the money when you can understand the market dynamics. When you can mix up the different time frames. So we look at when we are looking at a chart, when we are looking at a chart of ES Mini or SPY or NASDAQ, whatever, you can look at it at the 5-minute time frame, you can look at it on a 4-hour time frame, you can look at it a daily, monthly,
Right.
weekly time frame. Now the idea is to understand what is happening there, and the higher time frame always wins. If the market is super bullish and you suddenly see a couple of red bars, don't be too much afraid
Concerned
about
about it, yeah.
it is not going to kill you. It is not going to, a market cannot come, if a market has gone up 150 points, immediately it cannot come down 150 points. It will give you enough signals to understand. Now, identifying those signals is the key. How long do I hold on to the trade? Where is the next level where the bulls and bears may be sitting? So once you start anticipating those, and after a point of time you find that your anticipation is coming out to be correct, that is the time when you know that, okay, you have conceptually understood it.
It's more like a price action.
It is price
It is
action.
price action.
It is price action. So whether you talk about CPR, whether you talk about pivot points, whether you talk about regular pivots, Camarilla pivots, there are so many things, right? Whether you talk about Al Brooks, what he teaches, he says it's price action. If you talk about ICT, he says that, okay, this is smart money. But at the end of the day, it is all price action. Everyone has a different way of teaching. Everyone has a different way of interpreting the same chart.
Correct.
Like if you and me are sitting together, you are making money on the long side and I'm scalping on the short side. That is also possible.
Scalping, what does that mean?
There are 2 types of trades that we say swing, where you enter a trade and hold on for at least 5-6 bars on the 5-minute chart, or maybe a couple of hours, and then you come out. So that we consider as a swing trade.
Like a quick profit.
It's not a quick profit is scalp. You enter, okay, $125 out. We do that also. So there are areas of the market, there are times of the days that you know that, okay, the market becomes low at this point of time. There are different candle numbers that we use. So say for example at 11 o'clock, the London market closes, and normally we see a move in the SPY or NASDAQ, whatever you say, we see a move at that point of time. So that is candle number 18 on the 5-minute chart. So whenever we look at candle number 18, we become careful that, okay, what is 19 and 20 going to do? So if you're not already in a trade, we wait for 18, 19, 20 to happen before we start trading again.
Got it. So you talked about a couple of tickers, ES Mini, SPX, SPY, and I think maybe 1 or 2 more. So which one do you trade on?
I trade ES Mini.
Okay.
I trade ES Mini for futures. Sometimes I trade crude oil as well, crude oil futures. And on the options side, options I do not do intraday. Options are long term, and if you are able to hold on options on the long term, that is how you maximize
They call
profit.
leaps or something, right? You
Not
do.
leaps.
Okay.
Normally, when I buy options, say SPY options or SPX options, my expiry is not less than a month.
Got it. Okay.
It's not.
So
I do not do the intraday
do
ones.
you lose is there any decay on the
That is
options?
why you have the longer time period,
Hmm.
so that the decay is less. So I always try to go out at least 4 weeks. I'm still holding longs, which long options on SPX, which expire next March,
Oh, okay.
and I have started collecting them last March.
Okay. Interesting. So give me a little bit idea on what ES mini futures are, and how does one trade?
So futures is an instrument which was actually, the whole futures market was created in order to help cross-border sellers, especially to manage losses which are happening because of fluctuations in the currency
Got
industry.
it. Okay.
So that is how the futures market started, and now we have futures on almost everything. We have crude
Yeah.
oil, we
Equity
have
too.
we have ES. So future, there's a way of calculating futures. I won't go into the details. There's a formula. There's a process. So think about it. If I am giving you a sack of rice and telling you, Sudev, you hold it for me for the next 6 months. To hold that, you will need space.
Right.
That has a cost. You will need maintenance around that area. You have to make sure that it is
Yes.
it is stored properly. Plus, if you are using that rice and lending it out to someone to make some profit out of it, you can of course do that, because it
Yeah.
is
You
under
can
your
get some
jurisdiction
leads.
at
Yeah.
this point. And then if you are getting it back, there is an interest that you are earning on it, and that interest I am losing. So at that considering all these things, the futures prices gets calculated.
Hmm.
So there's a complex calculation that goes behind it, and that is how the future market works, and it is like any other instrument.
Right.
If
Right.
you're looking at ES mini, which it has the contracts expire every 3 months. So currently the contract that we are on will expire on December 2024, 31st December 20, not 31st December. We will start moving over to the January contract as soon as 15th to 17th of December. So it is just like any other instrument. We do not look at anything else. We just look at the chart that we are trading on the 5 minutes. We do our analysis every night. We do our analysis every morning after looking at what London has done, what Asia session has done. So we look at all these sessions, and then we decide on a trading plan that we do every morning. That okay, this is what may happen, and if ABC happens, we will do D.
Got
If
it.
XYZ happens, we will do F. So that is the way
Got
we
it.
we plan the whole day, and based on that we take our trades.
Great. But why mini? ES mini.
ES mini is very stable. Its measurements, the moves are very predictable. Whichever direction it is moving, it is really predictable. You can predict that move. You can hold on to a trade. We know that ES mini moves around 40 to 50 points every day,
Hmm.
and if you can catch that trend, you can get that whole 40 points actually.
Got it. Okay.
And it does not move as crazy as Nasdaq. Nasdaq gives crazy moves, right? So it becomes difficult when the market is actually wicking in one direction. It goes up and suddenly comes
Hmm.
down. Those moves on Nasdaq are huge. Okay, it becomes. I find it difficult to hold on to trades on Nasdaq, but ES Mini, I know it. So what has happened is I have been trading ES Mini for the last 2 years. So now if you tell me even in my sleep, I can tell you what are the levels, what are the support and resistances. There are some generic support and resistance areas on ES Mini
Hmm.
in every 100. So if you look at every 100, say from 5100 to 5200, divide that in three parts:
Hmm.
the lower 33%, the upper 33%, and the middle. If you get above the 33 line, that is one resistance area. So there are some specific support and resistance areas, like 11 to 13 is one area, 24 to 26 is an area, 33 is a line, 46 to 50 is another area, 66 is a line, 73 is a line. So if you look at it, it's the lower one third where you find buyers, and then you find sellers in the upper one third. Many of the times, if you look at the current chart, the way the market has moved up, you will see it has found support at 5133, 5233, 5333. It has even found support last week at 5833, 5933 as well. So these are the support areas, and once you find the support, you know it is going to 50. If it can cross over 50, and if there is no signal that the market is going to come down, it is going to the next area of
Next area.
66. And if it crosses 66, then we see 73, then we see
Okay.
84 to 86. So there is a process to it.
Okay.
You just have to understand the price action, read the price action, and based on that, you can
Right.
actually predict the movement of the market, measure the move, and the most important profit is the most important part is you have to take your profit. When you are saying that this is the measured move, what is a measured move? Measured move is a market initially has moved this much, it will double it to the upside. Now, if they're doubling it to the upside, now if the bulls have been buying from here, they will start taking profit here. So even you have to take partial profit in that area, because otherwise, if the market turns suddenly, you have lost all the profit. So
Right.
that is why the measured moves become so important. And it is not only on ES; it happens on anything. The price action processes rules that we talk about, it is the same in Apple, it's the same in Tesla, it's the same in Microsoft. There is just the difference is how much the market moves, that particular market, how much the Apple stock moves, what is the average range of that, of each bar on the 5-minute chart. Those are the things that you need to look at.
Got it. So you also mentioned you trade in SPX options.
Yeah.
So why XPX options, and what's the key difference between XPX and the others? Why would you prefer one over the other?
So ES is the futures market. Options is where ES will give you 20 points, 30 points every day, and that will keep you getting the food on the table. Wealth comes from SPX options.
Got it.
You can actually make money, which if you say that, okay, if I'm doing a job, I would try to save 30%. That 30% comes from the SPX options, not the intraday. As I said, I always go for long-term options.
Right.
Like right now, when I see this year, I'm thinking that the market is actually going to get up to around 6134, 6134. So that is the target that I have for this year's market. And then next year, if the market starts dropping, and as soon as I see that there's a couple of weeks of counter trend movement, I will start collecting puts for some time. And it cannot go on forever. We have already this year we have already gone up around 1300 points. So there has to be at least a 25% pullback somewhere.
Got it. So what are some of the key benefits and challenges associated with trading these instruments? Are there any challenges at all?
Sudden moves. Okay, if you do not understand the market dynamics, sudden moves will take you out. There are rules that if the market has gone up steady, it can do a bounce, and basically it stays in a trading range for some time. But that does not mean that the market is dropping. Most of the time, if the market is strongly bullish, we talk about head and shoulder structures,
Right.
we talk about double tops, we talk about so many things, right? The head and shoulder structure, when you see the head and shoulder structure failing, it will come down below the neckline. So if you have the right shoulder, left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder, this is the neckline. It will just peak below it, and then it will bounce back up. That is what happens in the bullish markets, or that is the exact opposite thing happens in the bearish market. In the bullish market, the moment you start to feel that there it goes, the market is going to turn bearish. From that point, the market reverses. So those are the things that we look for, which we call as failed breakouts or failed breakdowns. And those are the trades that give you very good swings even on intraday basis.
Got it. Okay. So we took a deep dive into some of these things. I just want to understand what's your general day trading strategy and some philosophy around the day trading.
There are several rules that, okay, if how do we say that the price may actually start trending from the open? There are certain rules that we have, well defined rules. How do we say that how many legs have the price moved and how many more legs can the price move further? So there are several rules based on that. So price action, the way that we trade, the way I have learned it from Al Brooks or ICT or anyone else, it's a rule based system. Even if you look, even if you're trading with pivots and CPRs, the central pivot ranges, that is also rules based. So we sometimes use the CPR, we sometimes use the pivot
What's a
points.
CPI?
CPR is central pivot range.
Okay.
It combines actually the last couple of days of trading, where the price opened, how the price closed, and there's a simple calculation based on which you calculate the central range, the upper range, and the lower range.
Got it. And how do you manage your risks?
Okay, as
It's
a
it's an
trader,
important part of.
as a trader, that is your main job. Your job is to manage risk. Profits will come. The market will be here tomorrow. You will be here tomorrow. But if your account is empty, if it's blown, what will you trade with?
Correct.
That is what I did not know at a given point of time. I'll give you one example what I had done. I remember this day so vividly. Activision got acquired by Microsoft.
Activation.
ATVI, that's the ticker name. At that point of time, it started shooting up. Okay, I think in one day it went up around $20-30. That day, I kept on buying puts. I was like, okay, it has gone up so much, it will come down. One red bar, I buy another put. One red bar, I buy another put. And at the end of the day, I came out with a $12,000 loss. I have seen those days. I have learned from those days.
Go with the trend.
Understand the market. You can make money both ways. You can make money going long, you can make money going short, given the
Right.
context is supporting you. But do not just trade blindly. It does not matter that the market is going up, and you are. I mean, if the market is going up, there is no trend reversal or trend reversal confirmation. Based on what are you buying?
Correct.
And I did not have the concept of stop loss. Many people do not have. What many people do, they will say, okay, I have a 4-point stop loss. As the price starts reaching the stop loss, they'll say, oh no, it will go down. They'll push it up a little bit, another 4 points. And by the time they actually come out of the trade, they could have made 10 points in that direction. Okay, so
The reverse direction.
these are the different things that I did not
learn.
know. I failed number of times, and maybe because of those failures, I am where I am.
Of course, failures are the stepping stone
Yeah,
to
yeah,
success.
yeah. But the one thing is, I never got dejected. I kept on trying. I trusted myself. Luckily, my wife had a full-time job. Otherwise, it would have been a big mess.
Let's talk a little bit about discipline. A lot of us who get into trading, many of us are not disciplined. How do you keep yourself disciplined, and what kind of mindset do you have before and after the trades are over?
So, for example, right now, if it's a bullish day, there are certain patterns that we identify, there are certain ways we identify. If I see that the market has gone up to a certain extent, I don't short. I keep on looking for, let the market go down 50 points, I don't care. I will enter on the next long opportunity. So, if my higher time frame, my 1 hour, my 4 hour charts are in a bullish mode, when I'm trading on the 5-minute chart, I keep on looking for bullish opportunities. Once my 4 hour and my 1 hour charts are in a reversal mode, then I start looking for short opportunities on the 5 minutes time frame. And if I see that there are long wicks on the 4 hour chart, there are long wicks on the 4 hour chart on the upside, long wicks on the downside, that's the point that the market is in a trading range. So when you see your higher time frame is in a trading range, at that point you can find trades in both directions.
Correct.
So this is one thing that you have to maintain by. See, what I say is there are 3 P's to trading, right? One is perceive. The first one is patience. You cannot just enter the markets after the long weekend. Say tomorrow we have this Monday we have a long weekend, right?
Right.
Tuesday morning, everyone will be itching to put in their first trade, and the first trade, the first move is normally the false move. Okay, so what happens is you have to be patient. You have to know where you want to initiate your trade. If you are trading in the middle, you do not know what trend the day is going to be.
Correct.
At that point of time, your only option is to scalp. As long as the trend is not established in a specific direction, your only option is to scalp. So we say patience, the next one is perseverance, and the third and the most important is preservation of capital. So these are the three P's that I talk about.
Very, very important.
Yeah,
Preservation of capital.
yeah. But first thing is patience, then perseverance. You will have losing trades. If you are working somewhere, you make mistakes.
Of course.
That is why we get reviews.
Right.
Now here in the market, there is no one to review your trades at that point,
for
right?
yourself,
Right. So you need to know how much risk you want to get into at any point of time. So if you are maintaining these and you are disciplined, yeah, discipline is one thing. So if you have decided that okay, today I am going to take long trades, as long as XYZ does not happen, stick to that. Don't see one red bar and say, okay, this is going to give me $500 short below it and then come out with a stop loss of $700. Does not make any sense.
Right. The markets are always changing.
Yep.
Right. How often do you find yourself stuck to some of those situations, and how do you overcome the changing markets?
I take my loss.
Okay.
I have a fixed stop loss of 7 points. See, I'm an intraday trader. The market is not a dowry that I got. I don't have any attachment to it. I do not mind being a bull or a bear as long as the market is supporting the sentiment that I have. Right? So based on that, I really do not, it does not matter that if I'm taking the loss. Why I keep at $350? Because most of the time I am able to recoup that in 1 or 2 trades. So keep your stop loss in such a way that you will be able to recoup it in the next 2 or 3 trades, and keep it in such a way that having that loss is not going to give you sleepless nights. Not the way I was buying ATVI puts.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. So, do you have any recommendation on position sizing, especially with respect to SPX or ES Mini?
Al Brooks says in a very wonderful way, he says always trade a I don't care size. Okay,
What does that
so
mean?
that okay, if this is my stop loss, that is what I said, that if this is my stop loss and it goes and hits the stop loss,
I don't
I
care.
still will not lose my sleep.
Yeah, okay. So basically what you're saying is to take only the losses that you can afford to.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Correct.
Do not let your what's the point in getting into a $2,000 loss? You might have missed something there then, or you have entered at a wrong spot. That was not the right point of entry. I'll give you another example. This is also based on a signal. I was paying a group at that point of time to get their signals, and this guy, we at that time Tesla was flying to 1400s, 1500s.
Yeah,
Tesla was flying at
this
that
is
time.
before the split.
Correct, correct. So we entered a call, and the profits were pretty healthy. Par contract $2,000. Okay, and then the price started coming down. Now, this guy said, this is Tesla, this will go. Now, when I look at that chart, I know what happened there. And finally, we came out with a 50% loss on all the contract sizes and all the positions.
Wow.
And that too, he was still holding. I said, okay, enough.
I can only take so much.
I can only take so much. And good, I decided that.
Yeah. So let's just get into some technical and market insights. Tell me a little bit about the market trends. What current trends or economic situations do you see that actually affects the ES Mini or the SPX?
There is no signal of reversal yet. So as I said, I'm expecting the market to go up to 61.34. That's the kind of measured move that you have on the yearly chart.
Yearly.
So this is 24, right? If you see 23, 24, 22 was the red year. Okay, and now we have broken out of the red year. So 22 was the pullback. If you look at the 12-month chart of ES Mini or SPX, 22 was the pullback. So the 1:1 of that pullback, the measured move happens at 6134.
When do you think that will
Well,
touch?
I'm thinking just 100 points left.
Hmm.
We were talking about 6,000, 6,000, 6,000 is done.
Okay.
That story is old now. Now we are looking. Now I'm actually looking at that 6134 line, and after that, maybe the market will start to dump a little bit.
Got it. Okay. And how do you adapt your strategy based on these trends?
So there are structures that form. So we there are different rules that we follow, and
Hmm.
if we see that the market is dropping in a specific direction, we have our in 1 hour and 4 hour support and resistances. That is
Right.
the most
So that's
important
the
one.
key thing. Okay.
That's the key. The 1 hour, 4 hour support and resistances, and then what are the trend lines that you have on the daily, weekly, and monthly chart.
Got it.
So for now, if you see, the weekly chart has actually broken out of its top wedge line, the upper trend line. So it may happen that the next week we can actually have a couple of pullback days, but we do not know as long as the week has not started.
Right.
We do not know till Tuesday morning. That Monday is anyways 4 hour of trading, so there will be very less liquidity. I suggest no one trades that time,
Hmm.
those 4 hours, because it will stay in a 10, 20 point trading range, and
It's a waste.
anytime it tries to break out, you'll try to buy and it will start coming down. So there's no point in doing that, especially on these long weekends. The market is open, I think, till 1:15 p.m. On these days, but I prefer not to trade that. I take that long weekend.
It's really a good long
Yeah,
weekend
yeah,
for you.
yeah, yeah.
Good. So, Sabuj, you talked about the market trends and how you trade those trends. Tell me something about the tools. I know you use TradingView. What tools and platforms do you use?
So apart from TradingView, I have my personal accounts in Thinkorswim, which is now with Schwab.
Yeah.
So Schwab actually acquired that. So the green has become a typical blue now. And apart from that, I have an account in TradeStation. Those are the ones that I use
So you
for
use
my.
TradeStation to trade.
Yes, TradeStation also Thinkorswim, because Thinkorswim gives me very good options data. Even TradeStation gives very good options data, so that gives me a lot of scope to analyze stuff. And the way that they present the data is really really helpful and useful. So those are the two. Those are mostly for my options trades. My futures trades run on Ninja Trader, which are through funded accounts.
Funded accounts. Can you just explain what the funded accounts
It's a
mean?
new industry.
Oh, is it?
Okay,
Okay.
it's a new industry which is booming right now. So what these guys are doing, the basic premise of the funded accounts principle is that 90% of the retail traders will fail. Okay, and that the data has actually proven that. So what they do is they'll give you certain money. Now all the money that you are playing with on the funded account, most of the time, as long as you are not elevated to the level of a live trader, is actually simulation.
Like paper.
I am still on simulation.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So what happens is you make certain profit while sticking to the rules that those guys have set. And then you will say that, okay, when you are withdrawing your profit, if you have made, say, $10,000, based on whatever agreement you had at that point of time with that company, they'll give you 80 to 90% of the profits.
So why, if you're doing simulation, how would you take the actual cash?
So the actual cash comes from the fact that it is not only me. There are thousands of people who are buying into these simulation accounts. They are blowing it up. They are refilling it, or they are resetting it. Next month they are coming back and buying it again. They are not able to become successful. This pool of money actually helps the profitable traders get their payouts.
Oh,
But the companies who are running the funded accounts, they have to be on their toes at all point of time, because there are scams that are going on. People are running bots on their systems. Lots of things happen. So you have to choose your funded company very carefully. Do not every other day a funded company goes belly up. So this week itself, a new company, it came into existence, FTT, and they were having a big advertisement that, okay, there is no evaluation period. You go directly into the PA mode where you are making profit and getting the payout. You can get payout right from day one. It did not last even for 2 months.
really?
Yeah.
How much did they have? How much did they come up with? Like a few billions?
I don't know.
Oh,
Just day before yesterday, I got the news that they have shut down. I was
wow.
thinking of getting some accounts there, but good, I did not.
Obviously, the data plays a very huge role in what you're doing. Are there any specific metrics or analytics that you consider while following your trading?
For my SPX options, I look at the options chain, nothing else.
Okay,
I keep it very simple. I look at the options chain. Sometimes I look at the market profile, the volume profile, all those stuff. And apart from that, no, there is no such sophisticated things that I use. It's
to keep it
just,
simple.
yeah, just keep it simple. The more indicators you add to your chart, the more invisible your candles will become. Remember, in the market, every tick matters. Whether the candle has closed one tick above this or one tick below this will matter.
Got
So
it.
based on that, you can take your profits, you can initiate your trades, you can take your stop losses.
Got it. How do you navigate the volatility and liquidity of the ES Mini and SPX?
Do not enter the first move. Wait for the first move to get over. If that move is strong enough, you will get another move of the same size in the same direction. Wait for
Immediately
that.
or wait? Oh,
Maybe in
possible.
the next 15 minutes.
Okay, I got it. You mentioned you don't use too many indicators. Is there any particular indicator that you use?
20 EMA, that's all.
That's it.
That's it. The exponential moving average. My chart is clean.
You just follow the.
Yeah, my chart is clean and my chart is my canvas. I put in my support and resistance
Okay.
areas. I mention in there that this is a strong line. I put in there for even on my Discord when I'm doing the pre-market plan in the morning. I tell people that I will be shorting. We do not give out signals per se, but throughout the day, me or one of my other colleagues, Arun, we are making commentary on the Discord that, okay, this is what is happening.
Got it.
If this happens, the market can actually go up to these places. Now, taking a trade is everyone's sole responsibility. I do not believe in the signals process, right? What is looking good for you? I do not know you, right? You are providing me a signal from some part of the world. I do not know you. I do not know your credentials. I have just heard that, hey, he's a good trader. But then if I am taking your trades, most of the times I'm unable to make money.
Right.
So it is better to give out trade ideas rather than giving
The
you
trade itself.
instructions for execution.
Got it.
You understand why I'm doing this. When we are putting something out on the Discord, we are actually saying that this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm looking at. This is what is happening on the chart. Based on that, you decide which trade you want to take. If you need suggestions, of course, I will give you suggestions, but we do not, none of us, neither me nor Arun, we are not into that kind of a mode where we are telling you that, okay, buy.
Take this or buy this.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So it is more about trade ideas being distributed to the people rather than looking for
How does
giving them exact entries.
Okay, how does one become a member of your Discord community? Is it paid? Is it
Right now, the Discord is absolutely free,
okay?
but starting in January, we are planning to get into a voice mode, and that we will be charging that.
Okay.
That will have some charge with it.
Okay, and do you know what the range is going to be?
Oh, $100 maybe.
Okay. Okay. Let's just get into some psychological and emotional aspects of trading. How do you handle stress and pressure?
One very interesting thing about trading is you are a good trader as long as trading is boring you. Whenever you are starting to get excited about trading, whenever you are seeing that your adrenaline has started pumping, it is better to get out of your desk at that right at that point. Because that is the point where you will be taking stupid decisions and it will not work in your favor. Trading is something that will be boring. Okay, I do not listen to news. I do not look at what is happening, what Powell said or what said. I know that, see, Powell is talking at this particular point of time. I just stay out of the market for the next 15 minutes. See how the market reacted to that. Then I re-enter. So I don't need to know what the news was. I just know there is a news item at this point of time. I would wait for that news item to pass and I'll see how the market reacted to it. So if you see the last FOMC, and you'll have to understand why the market makers do this.
Right.
We were pretty bullish last Wednesday when the FOMC came out, right? The FOMC bar had a long wick at the top, had a long wick at the bottom. It was a 15-point bar with a 2-tick body. So think what happened. Right before that, the intrinsic value of the options on SPX skyrockets.
Short up. Okay.
Right? People buy that, and that is the time when the market makers hold it in a trading range, thereby killing the value of your 0 DTE options. The market finally went up, but most of the people had a 70 to 80% stop loss, and their stop loss got hit. And they did it on both sides. They created one 2-tick bare body candle with a huge upper tick and a huge upper wick and a huge lower wick, and then the market started doing like this within that 15 points, thereby killed all the options premium. And as people started coming out, shut up.
So there is how
That is what happens. So when you see these things, and then if you especially see a 10 to 15 point bar and then the market is moving inside it, either you scalp. If you know how to scalp, you scalp, or else stay out of the market, let it break out. It will break out. Many a times you will see that for the first two and a half hours of the day till 11 o'clock, 11:30, the market will stay in a 15-point range. The market does not stay in a 15-point range. It will at least go to that 30 to 40 points.
Yeah.
Don't kill yourself in that 15 points. That is where patience comes in. Wait for a breakout. It will come. It is not going to stay. If it does not come by 11, it will come around 12:30. It will come around 1:30. It will come at 2 o'clock. It will come. If it does not, okay. It's just one day, right? So if you have made $100, you have made $100. Be happy about it.
Yep. How do you cope with losses? I know you have the stop loss and other things, but in general, let's say it's one of those days where you had severe loss. How do you cope?
My loss does not go beyond $1,200 nowadays.
It's like an I don't care.
No. 1,200, I stopped trading for the day. I just shut down my system and get out. Last 3-4 months, such a day did not happen.
That's good.
Fingers crossed.
Well done. Yeah.
So that is my daily stop. If I have lost $1,200, I'll come out. $1,200, why $1,200 is 24 points.
Yeah.
So if I've got 24 points, my target is to get at least 20 points a day. If I've lost 24 points, I say okay, not my day.
So let me flip the question a little bit. How would you recommend that someone who's listening, they cope up with the losses?
Keep your position sizing small. Number one, especially if you're a beginner trader. Do not think, see, the market is not going to make you a millionaire overnight.
Right, of course.
Right? Even if it does, it is not going to stay for long. If you make $1 million profit by fluke, okay, look at YouTube. People say this 17-year-old guy made $1 million, $2 million in one trade, 2 trades. Where is that guy now?
Yeah.
You'll not find them anywhere. One hit wonders does not work. Okay, and if you're thinking of a one hit wonder, then once you have made that $1 million, get out. Never look back at the market again. Okay, so you are not going to become a millionaire overnight. Believe in the power of compounding. If you are making simple thing, in US, if you say that, okay, I have a 150K salary, that means you're pretty well off, right? That is equivalent to making just $600 a day every day.
True.
Not 600. 600 will be around 120K. $750 every day will get you to 150K salary.
Correct.
And then you can show your expenses and all those stuff and reduce your taxes as well.
Makes
right?
sense.
So that way, doing it slowly and steadily is a much better way rather than trying to make a landfall win every day.
Got it.
Don't be greedy. That's the first thing. Don't be greedy. If you are greedy, the market knows how to tackle you. So do not oversize and do not think that today itself the market is going to the moon. If it goes, it goes. Follow the trend. If it does not go, be ready for that as well.
So just be in your elements.
Correct. If you're not understanding what the market is doing right now, the market is in a trading range. Find out the top and the bottom of the trading range. Let the market break out of that. You will find your trade. You will find your trade. Just give it time. FOMO. One of the things that we talk about. This is what happens. You see one candle going up, 5 contracts, buy. Let the candle get finished. See actually if that candle broke out. If you're buying mid candle, okay, you can of course do that. If you're a momentum trader, if you can identify momentum, if you can identify inflow of volume, if you can identify that buyers are coming in, you can do that. But that has to be a scalp.
Right.
Because if a candle is going up by 15 points, no one told you that it is going to hold up at that 15 points. We trade by probability. The first candle, the first 15-point candle is not giving me enough probability that the candle will go up another 15 points. It may be a climactic bar. It may be such a big bar that as soon as the candle ends, the bear starts selling and bring it completely down. Many times that happens. And there are setups based on that.
Got it. One question in this section: how do you manage your work-life balance? You know, you trade 5 days a week. You wake up, if I'm not wrong, 5 to 6 o'clock in the morning, watch your news or whatever, and get your plan for the day ready. And then you also have your classes and other things.
The whole credit goes to my better half. I don't need to take the kids to school. I don't need to pick them up from school. I don't need to prepare food for them. She has given me that liberty, and that is why I have been able to study. Trust me.
Okay, what if some people are not as lucky as you? How do
You have to find out that time yourself. See, I cannot tell you how to deal with your life, right? But think about it. Think about you were doing something new when you came out of your school and started going into college. At that point of time, there was a transition. You had to
Correct.
handle that. So these are things that you will have to handle on your own, understanding your own circumstances.
There's no set
Like,
way.
there is no set way. Like I said, I could leave the job just because my wife was earning. If she was not, I could not have ever thought of leaving the job, as long as I did not see that, okay, 6, 7 months I have consistently made money in the market.
Makes sense. So, what's some of the advices that you would like to give some aspiring day traders?
Learn. Before you think of earning, learn the process. There is a process.
To learn,
The
learn,
market
learn,
is a
become-
madness. The market is a madness, but there's a process to the madness. Once you can nail down that process, you can make money every day. You can make some money every day. It's not that you will make 50,000 in one day, but okay, you will make $1,000 someday. You'll make $700 someday. You'll make $800 someday, and that will keep on growing.
Got it.
So once you start small, learn the process, start small, understand the system, and carry on. Do not be super frustrated after a losing day, and do not take out everyone for a party after you have got a $10,000 day. The day you do that, the next day, your
come back.
confidence will kill you. Okay, the next day, your confidence will kill you.
Got it. So, what are some mistakes to avoid? Especially these new traders who come up. They're excited as hell, but they will tend to make a lot of mistakes.
What do the new traders look for in the first place?
They want to make some consistent revenue income.
They want to look for a fail-proof system, which does not exist.
You have to make it fail proof.
So no, you cannot make it fail-proof.
Of course, yeah.
You cannot make it fail-proof. That is the first acceptance. That is the fact that you have to accept first that I will have losses. No system in the world is 100% profitable.
Right.
There is no, people keep on looking for that holy grail. Okay, I need an indicator. You must be having an indicator which is helping you. I'm saying, no, look at my screen. This is my screen. I don't. I just look at support resistance. I just have some rules in my mind, and when I see the rules are working out, I take the trades. Every trade has an inherent risk to it. You have to accept that fact. Put your stop loss. That is why your protective stop is
Right.
there, to save your capital. So that should be the approach towards it.
Got it. So, what would you recommend if somebody were to start fresh? Where should they start? What kind of strategy they should develop, and where should they start with?
Okay, so when we talk about price action, we say that there are three pillars to price action. One is what the candle is doing, the candlestick structure. The second one is a support and resistance. And the third one is the market dynamics, or how the market moves. You need to understand these, and these are the three things based on which the price action rules are made. The
Got it.
rules that we follow, the rules are made based on these three pillars. So whoever starts, that is how I also talk to the people that whom I mentor at this point of time. I also start talking to them with these three pillars first, and then we combine everything together, then create the rules. So when we are talking about, and suppose I'm taking a session for them, and there are several aspects that we are talking about, at the end we say that, okay, these are the different strategies that came out of this thing. So, for example, if a market has gone up pretty much and then it comes and goes beyond the 20 EMA, when the market goes up towards that previous high, there is a very fair chance
Will go
that the
down.
market will come down to the EMA at least one more time. So, look for that sell
Signal.
signal up there. But as long as the signal does not come, you are still long. Right, you will take your profit at a measured move
Right.
target, maybe at the previous high, but whenever the signal comes, you know why the signal is coming there, because it is expected to come there. There's a band of sellers that has been created in that area.
Got it. Okay. Makes sense. How should new traders
Uh-huh.
look at the risk versus reward for highly leveraged
Okay,
instruments like the yes many features?
beginner traders should always try to swing, not scalp. They, you know what, scalping is glamorous. Oh, I scalped $700. I
You make quick
scalped
money.
quick money. That is glamorous.
It's like a
Beginner
T20.
traders, yes. Beginner traders do not go for scalping. Understand the process, swing your trades. It is the time for you to grow your account, not to boast about it. Okay, that's why I said, if you have a $10,000 winning day, do not go out to party.
Preserve it.
Okay, it's not about preserving. It is about setting up. It's just another day in office.
Right.
You go to office, you get a promotion, okay, you give a party, but how long does the party last? The next day you are back to the same mundane thing.
Reminds me of Dhoni.
If you come back to the same mundane thing again next morning, when you're sitting at the
Right.
desk, you are still hungover. You are still thinking, what fun did you have at the party last night?
Right.
And that will take a toll on this.
Makes sense.
So do not let emotions control your trade. That's a very important part of the trader's psychology.
Makes sense. So basically, what you're telling me is that just be indifferent to the outcome of the trade. It could be
Correct.
loss, it could be win, it could be
Yes.
major wins.
Yes.
Doesn't matter.
Your job as a trader is to manage your risk. Profits will follow.
Got it.
So
Excellent.
when you have set that stop loss line, do not play around with it. So in my system, actually, when I enter a trade, being a day trader, as soon as I enter a trade, my system automatically puts a 7-point stop loss. I don't even have to put it.
In trade station.
No, on Ninja.
Okay,
You can do it on any platform. All the platforms will allow these things right now. All the platforms have evolved a lot. They have become technologically very, very advanced, and a lot of things can be done there.
Excellent. So, what do you think is the future of mini and SPX market? How do you see that evolving, and are there any trends that you would recommend?
See, if you look at the market is always bullish. The market is always
long
trying
term.
to grow. Yes, the market is always trying to grow. Think about it. People who bought into the end of 2022, they have made 2,000 points by now. And if someone is holding options, I'm pretty sure that these big houses like BlackRock, Messiro, all these hedge fund houses, they are holding on to their positions. Okay, and they will not sell as long as they do not see that the bears are serious and some serious lows are being taken out. Right, so we can have pullbacks, we can have everything, but
Short term pullbacks.
market is like inflation; it will keep on growing.
I hope the inflation comes down.
We all do.
Yeah. So now coming to your personal, what are some of your personal goals that you want to achieve through trading? Are there any amount that you're looking at, or are there any Anything outside of the trading that you're looking to achieve through trading?
Uh, See, I'm a very simple person. Okay, my my need is very less. So there is, uh, I have a loving family. I have a house. I have a car that I like. So I do not think outside of this. Yeah, I love to travel. Maybe someday I would try to, once my kids are in college and we are kind of independent once again. Maybe I'll try to go on some trips to see the rest of the world. I have seen around 4 continents till now, but there's still a lot that I have not. So I would like to explore that. So travel is one of my passion that I
Sure.
want to do. I used to own a restaurant at some point of time. I have a passion for that. Someday I'll make that a reality by myself.
So you sold that to get
We
into.
sold that. Yeah, I sold that out because it was a 200-mile drive to and fro every day.
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
I could not do that. So that's why I said, okay, let's settle it down now. We'll look at it later. So that is one of my dreams, to have a nice restaurant at some point of time.
Nice. Very nice. So are you looking to start that with the income from the
Yeah,
trading?
that's my only source of income. So it has to come from there.
Right. Of course. Okay. So any advice for market conditions, like with the current market conditions that we have, what would you give advice to the new traders who are stepping in?
So first, as I said earlier, if you are a new trader, if you're starting this journey, do not concentrate on making profits from day one. Concentrate on learning.
Learning,
There is a
manage
learning
risk.
curve. There is a learning curve. Understand the rules. Understand why the breakouts fail or why the breakdowns fail. Understand how to anticipate where the next level of bulls or bears will be sitting, where the next chunk of sellers will be available.
Right.
Once you have understood this concept, it becomes very easy to make money in any market. You can make money in cryptos as well.
Correct. Now we're almost towards the end of our section. Let me ask you a few rapid fire questions.
Sure.
I'm sure you'd like it. What's your biggest win or loss in a single trade
Biggest loss 23,700
in one day?
in one trade.
One trade. Wow,
Biggest gain 42,000.
that's cool. And
So the
that's like
first one,
real money or the
real
margin?
money. The
Okay.
first one was ATVI, and the next one was Netflix.
Is it recent?
No. This Netflix happened in 2022 or 23, when after when they were losing a lot of their German subscribers and European
Right.
subscribers. After the earnings, the market they actually tanked around $70,
Right.
$80. So it
Okay.
was that day.
So you
And
made
it
money
tanked.
on the
Yeah.
downward trend.
And
Yeah.
it kept on going down for a few days after that.
Right.
But
What's-
again, that was a trade that I took by myself. And I would say again, both ATVI and Netflix, both were trades without having any proper knowledge of the market. I had just read that, okay, there is something going on in Europe with Netflix. They're losing their customers. The ER is coming out. I just took a bet, and it was a very small bet. I just invested $1,300.
But you made 42,000.
Yes,
Wow. That's the advantage of
that's options.
Options,
That's
yeah.
how options work.
cool. Favorite time of the day to trade?
9 to 12.
9 to 12.
9:30 to 12:30.
Okay. After the first 15, 20 minutes.
Right from 9:30.
9:30. Okay.
From 9:30 itself.
You already answered this, but still, one trading book that you would recommend?
There are a lot. If someone can, read all 4 books by Al Brooks. Read The Secrets of Pivot Boss by Ochoa Jr. There are a few more books on CPR. Read as much as you can. These are the primary ones. If you can go through them, understand them completely, it will take time. You have to give it time. Okay, because the way the things are written in there may not be straightforward on the face.
Yeah.
Many times you need to go back to the chart and see and compare what is written there in the text and what is happening on the chart actually.
Okay.
So give it time, be diligent about
Go
it.
back and forth,
Go back and forth. Screen time is very important.
What's your favorite trading tool? Trade Station or Trading View?
Ninja.
Ninja
Most
Trading.
of my trades are on Ninja.
Mm-hmm.
But if you talk from an analysis perspective, I would say Trade
Trading
Station.
Trade Station.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Best way to unwind after a tough trading day.
Strong coffee and
Yoga.
some alone time.
Meditation.
Especially if the day was red, I need some quiet time after that.
I'm sure. One market you will never touch.
Crypto.
No, never. Even though you know that Bitcoin is going up.
How long?
They say it's going to touch a
There is
million.
one saying. There is one saying. The day your mother starts talking about a stock at the dinner table, know the end is near.
Why so?
Because how will your mother, talking about my mother, she does not even know about Bitcoin, but she has a Facebook account. She will see if Bitcoin
Oh,
has gone from 2,000 to 75,000. She will come and tell me, "Did you buy Bitcoin?" When she is asking that question, the end is almost near.
long trades or short trades?
Both. Both.
But
Depends on the market conditions, depends on how the market has started. As I said, there are specific rules based on which we take those.
very good. Most important quality of a successful trader.
Discipline. You have to, if you need to spend 2 hours to analyze the previous day's markets, the previous week's markets, you have to spend that 2 hours. Someone may take 2 minutes, but that does not mean you will also take 2 minutes. Put in that time, you will reap the benefit the next day.
Describe you as a trader in one word.
Me as a trader,
Or your trading style.
my trading style, I scalp as well as swing. So I'm not a bull, I'm not a bear. So
You're neutral.
I am neutral. I look at the market, and whatever the market is giving, you take that.
Okay.
You cannot say that the market stayed in a very tight range. Yeah, there are rules to trade those tight trading ranges as well. So once you get to know those things, you understand those things, you can apply and make money in a 15-point range as well.
Got it. If you weren't a trader, what would you be?
I would have continued in my same profession.
IT job?
Yeah, IT
Any
job.
other business?
Maybe I would have started something, but I don't know. As I said, I'm a very simple person. I've never given so much thought to everything. Trading came my way. I took it up. It worked out. I loved it. It's paying my bills. I stuck to it.
Oh,
And I'm making more money than my job.
awesome. That's more important.
Yeah.
Coffee or energy drinks?
Coffee, all day.
Which coffee? Any particular coffee?
Kirkland.
Kirkland.
Kirkland coffee is best.
Okay. Okay. Favorite trading India? I think you mentioned this indicator, which is
20 EMA. We do not use any indicators.
yep. Best advice you've ever received?
Study.
Study.
Screen time. Whatever you're studying, that is what I tell my students also. That if I am telling you something, do not take it on my face value. Go backtest the same thing on the chart and see if I was right. Many times what I do is I tell them wrong information in one class. And then the next class I ask them, did anyone go and check this out? By the time listening to their answers, I know how many people have backtested.
Right.
So then I go and do the rectification that this is why I told this thing wrong,
Right.
just
So
to understand whether you guys looked at
doing
it or
the
not.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. So describe the stock market in like 3 words. Yeah, in your own words.
Respect it. It's a beast you cannot control. You are not even a speck of sand in front of the whole market, right?
Irrespective of the size of
In
the
respect to the size of the market,
trade.
whichever instrument you are talking about, you're not even a speck of dust. So respect the market. Know that the market makes and will make moves that you did not expect. You have to be ready for that. And once you're ready for that, you will know how to make best of that particular move that happened as well.
Makes sense. So, Sabuj, I know, first of all, thank you for this insights into the trading world. But I also know that you do teach, you know, aspiring traders on how to trade. First of all, talk a little bit about that. And then in the end, you can say, how can people contact you or join you
Okay.
as a student?
So for now, what I have been doing is I have been doing live classes online,
Mm.
right? So normally it's a 75 to 80-hour course, and we do around 3 classes every week in the evenings mostly, and that is how I have been doing it now. But then what I am experiencing at this point is all my bandwidth is getting eaten up.
Mm.
So right now I have started recording the contents, and sometimes in January 2025 it will be online as a subscription basis, and again that will be also around close to $100 a month maybe,
Mm-hmm.
because I could have made it cheaper, but then I'll have to put money out of my pocket because it's running on AWS, and AWS is not cheap.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So that $100 will be the subscription price for that. So people can go in. The website is still not up, but it will be something like greenbackriders.com. And once it starts, yeah, I will do some advertising here and there and try to find out. In the meantime, if people want to join the Discord, I can share the link. You can put it
Sure,
in the
yeah, I'll put it
description
in
of
the
this
yeah.
video. And I do have a YouTube channel as well where we run, where I do the daily analysis. I post the daily analysis, and then I do Sunday sessions as well.
What's your YouTube channel called?
Greenback Riders.
Greenback. That's your
Yeah,
company name
that's
too?
the company name. Correct.
Okay. Cool. So it's a pleasure having you.
Same here.
I learned so much. I don't think I would have ever got into Yes Mini or SPX without you introducing me to that. So thank you for that.
Not a
Appreciate
problem.
it.
Anytime.
Look forward to having one more session.
Absolutely.
Several more actually.
Thank you.
Thanks. Have a good one. Hey guys, I hope you really liked the video. And if you did, please like, subscribe, and comment. And we would like to reach many more small business owners. I would really appreciate if you can share the video with them as well. Thank you and see you until next time. Have a great one.